Hello friends, today is 24th of April and we are speaking after the markets have closed. The Nifty 50 index fell by around 1.7% today. It formed a bearish candle on the daily charts and it ended at around 9,150. The biggest gainer of today was Britannia, which gained around 3%, and Bajaj Finance was the top loser, which lost around 9% in its price on today, that is on 24th of April. In this video, we will do the technical analysis of the Nifty 50 chart and see what's in store for us in the coming week. Also, we will do a study of Reliance, the stock of Reliance, which is on a momentum since it joined hands with Facebook day before yesterday, and it is forming a bullish candle since then on the daily charts. We will also look at the open interest data and see what is in store for us and how we can analyze the open interest data. Also, we will look at the put call ratio and make our judgment for the coming week, and we will also take a look at the foreign markets, the markets which are outside India, and see what the global cues are looking like. So let's begin with the technical analysis of the Nifty 50 chart. So here we are on the chart of Nifty 50 with the monthly time frame, and here as we can see the market has this fall of March, which is a huge fall, and then we can see a green candle here for the month of April. It will be very interesting to see that if the fall has been so steep, can we get a V-shaped recovery? Well, a V-shaped recovery is usually against the principles of Charles and Dow, which are the doctrines of technical analysis. Let us compare this to the recent recessions of 2008 and the year 2000, and we can come to a conclusion that can we expect a V-shaped recovery in this fall of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also worth noting here is that the price is trading above moving averages 144 over here, though the price is below the moving average EMA. It is below EMA 55, which is this line, the blue one, and it is well below moving averages 21. So we cannot call this. It will be actually interesting to see if the price takes the support of moving average 144, as we saw in the case of March, that the price is just above the shadow. The lower price here of March is 7,511, which is just above moving averages 144. So it will be interesting to see whether this acts as a long time support for the market, and we can see a V-shaped recovery, or we can see a rounding bottom, which can take a lot of time to go into the markup phase, or we can also see a double bottom. If you see a double bottom, we can come to a conclusion that the market is starting its markup phase, or an inverse head and shoulder would also do. So these are the possibilities here. First of all, let's go and see 2008. Also, before that, let's have a look at the momentum indicators, the RSI oscillator and the stochastic. The RSI tells us that it is in the oversold zone, very much eminent that it is below 40, but that does not mean that definitely does not mean that we can be bullish on Nifty as of now, because below 40 tells us that it is not in a momentum. It can again keep on hovering here below between 0 to 40, and we never know that how long it can take. Although if we see for the stochastic indicator, we can see a bullish crossover over here for this month. We can see a bullish crossover, but again the price is below 40 in this case, so I think we should not trust it that much. So here we are on the monthly time frame candlestick pattern of the year 2008 onwards. So the recovery here, after it made a low over here in the month of October 2008, the recovery wasn't a V-shaped one. the market was in this accumulation phase over here for a long time. It was there for almost 4 to 5 or to 6 months. Before that also the fall wasn't so impulsive. It was impulsive, but it took a very long time to find a new low, to find a low on which acted as a support for a few months here. So if I draw a trend line, you can see this was the ultimate support that the market took, and it was like a rounding bottom, you can call it, and then the market was in the markup phase. So we need to find this spot again here in 2020. Until and unless we don't find that particular support of the market, we will not be in a position to tell in the long term whether the formation of lower lows and lower highs is over, or it is showing signs of forming higher highs and higher lows. So let's go to the weekly time frame. So here in the weekly time frame, if I try to draw a few trend lines connecting the lows, we can find this one where it is touching the price 3 times. So this is a good trend line to draw. And if I draw another one, find it somewhere here, I think somewhere here. So we find that the price is trading in a wedge between these two trend lines, and it will be interesting to see whether the price once again tests this trend line, which it can do at around 9,000 or something, or if it forms a bullish candle on the weekly chart again. The immediate resistance that we have can be at 9,500. If we see again, the price is overextended on the downside. All the moving averages, especially the moving average 144 is well above the price right now. So the price is definitely overextended, and it is not showing any sort of a signal as of now. It is well below the moving average 21 also. So that shows again how overextended the price is. If we talk about the momentum indicators, RSI well below 40. It needs to show momentum and cross 40 so that we can believe it is showing some bullish trends. The stochastic also below 40. It is on the verge of showing a bearish crossover over here. So that again can indicate that we might find a support over here in this region somewhere. Let's go to the daily time frame. So the trend lines which we drew for the weekly time frame are here on the screen again. Now here if we see, the wedge formation between these two trend lines exists, and the price is trading above moving average 21. It started to trade above moving average 21 at this point, and that is when we said, if you go through my video of the last week's predictions, we said that we are getting bullish signals for Nifty, and we can expect a few bullish candles, and that is what we saw here in this week also, a couple of bullish candles over here. But then my judgment wasn't exactly true, because there was a gap down opening here for the immediate next day, and then we saw the bullish candles. So there is a sideways movement in the market. I predicted it to form a few significant bullish candles, which did not happen exactly the same way, but still we can say to some extent it was correct, because we saw a momentum, we saw the sideways movement, and there were a few bullish candles formed. So here in the daily chart, if we see, the price is trading above EMA 21, which is a good sign. But then again, if you talk about the long term, it is well below the EMA 55 and moving averages 144. So again, the immediate supports, and actually it will be interesting to see that at what point the price comes out of this wedge.
and whether it goes in the downside or on the upside. And it will be interesting to see at what day and what price these two trend lines are not respected by the market. So as of now, if you talk about the indicators, RSI is in a good zone for the daily time frame. It is trading in a good zone where we can see that it can consolidate, though the slope of the line is in the downward direction. And there is a negative crossover, the bearish crossover over here for stochastic, which is in the oversold, which is in the overbought region, which is above 80. Though that is not a major concern, but it is a bearish crossover. So we might expect the price to test this line here once again. If I draw a trend line, another trend line over here, so I can draw it this way and extend it further. We saw the price taking a support at this or taking a resistance at this line over here, and then it acted as a support for multiple days. So it also took a support over here, over here, over here, over here, which acted as a resistance at one point of time. So it will be interesting to see again that whether this line is respected, which is at the line is at a level of 8,990, so you can call it as 9,000. So interesting to see whether the price goes below 9,000 in the coming week.
Now let's have a look at the open interest data for the close of day today.
This is the open interest data. This is for Nifty 50 and the expiry date is 30th of April. If you see on the put side, here, we see that the maximum open interest is 29 lakhs over here on the strike price of 9,000. So what worries me here is that the change in OI here is around 4 lakhs and people have changed their positions in terms of open interest over here by amount of 4 lakhs. And we can see addition in the open interest. Let me just give me a moment. This is 20 lakhs over here and 24 lakhs at the price of 8,000. So there is an addition of a few OI over here, though it is not that significant. So with the maximum OI placed at 9,000, we can say that the OI data tells us that the price is not likely to go below 9,000, or let's say if we take a buffer of 100 points, 8,900. That is what we can conclude from here. And if we see on the call side, we see the maximum OI of 22 lakhs over here, 9,500, which can act as a resistance for the price of Nifty 50. And there is an additional change in OI of 5 lakhs over here. So this supports the case once again, and we can find a strong resistance at 9,500 for the price of Nifty 50. That is what we can infer from the call side and the put side of the OI. So this is the FII's activity today on 24th April. We see a net value of minus 207 crore rupees. That is the selling which has happened, the heavy selling that has happened from the FIIs, and even higher selling happened by way from the DIIs. So that again tells us that the market is as far as the data of FI and DI is concerned, the market is showing some bearish signs.
Now let's take a look at the indices around the world.
Now let's take a look at the data of S&P 500, which is an American index. The candle which was formed yesterday is a shooting star over here, which shows rejection of higher prices. A similar kind of a candle is formed today on the Nifty chart, but that is not a shooting star, though it shows a rejection of prices, but we see a body in green on the Nifty chart. So it is a bullish candle with rejection of price. So this is today. The market is currently trading in US in So this is a live chart that we are seeing, and there is a bearish candle formation over here also. So here also we see that the market is making, the price is making higher highs and higher lows since the 23rd of March. Now after this pivot here and after the price taking a resistance over here, it is interesting to see that in this zone, the market has been trading in this zone for a very long time now, and we can expect a decisive move by the price either in the upward direction or the lower direction from this point onwards, because we can see multiple supports here and multiple resistances here, and the price is going sideways. We never know whether this is a redistribution process that is happening and the price can go down again in the markdown phase from here, or whether this is the accumulation phase and the market is trying to make some kind of what you call a supply or demand zone over here, and the market can go in the again make higher highs and higher lows from here. So an interesting week ahead. It will be interesting to see whether the market continues sideways, which is highly unlikely in today's the way the news is going around in the world right now. So it is highly unlikely it will continue the sideways trend for the coming fortnight or so. We'll see what results we get from S&P 500. So as of now, we can say that the market is in a sideways movement. It is making some kind of a band here. We don't know whether this is a redistribution or this is an accumulation phase. So let us analyze the chart of Reliance, which is one of the top gainers today, as you can see from this candle here, which is the daily candle of 24th April, that is today. So we see here that the price is trading well above EMA 21, which is this red line over here, and we gave a call on Reliance well in advance. If you have followed all our videos, that we can be bullish on Reliance for the short term, as it started trading above EMA 21. Before trading above EMA 21, it also took multiple resistances of the same moving average, as you can see here, and this acted as accumulation band, you can call it, as a demand band. And once the price convincingly crossed EMA 21, it started making higher highs and higher lows. Now currently the price has taken multiple supports, not currently but in the last week, it took multiple supports on this blue line, which is the EMA 55, and it significantly crossed EMA 55, and now the closing price of today is above moving averages 144. Now it will be interesting to see whether the price opens and closes above EMA 144 in the coming days. We can call this as a golden cross here, as the price has already crossed EMA, has already crossed moving averages 144 over here. So I think we should be still bullish on Reliance, as we don't see a sign of reversal over here. We might see a pullback, and that is when we can decide whether or not to enter Reliance, and that decision we will not be able to take right now today. We need a couple of more trading days to analyze what kind of movement Reliance shows. If it shows a convincing move above this black line, we can reassure ourselves that it can be in the markdown phase for long. If I try to draw a trend line over here with the supports that we have, the price took a support here, over here, over here, over here, we can see that there is a lot of scope for the price to test this line once again. So if we see a pullback on the bearish side, this trend line becomes very important, and we can make a conclusion over here whether or not to enter into Reliance and take a long position. So you can put your orders a buy order somewhere here, which is 180R below this black line of moving average 144, and you can set a target accordingly, considering your RRR, that is your risk reward ratio. That is possible, but we need to wait for a couple of sessions again to come to a good conclusion. The next stock, which is the highest loser of today, is Bajaj Finance. Before that, let us also take a look at the momentum indicators of Reliance. There is a bearish crossover here for stochastic, and the slope is downwards here. It is trading well above 80, which is a good sign. And the RSI is in a good zone with the momentum upwards, and it has been upwards since a long time now. So RSI is again in a good zone. It is above 60, which shows a good momentum coming into the stock. So let's go back to Bajaj Finance. Let's go to the monthly time frame first of all. So here we are on the monthly time frame, and as you can see, this huge fall. Let us just calculate this fall and see how much Bajaj Finance has fallen. Let's calculate just for the month of March. It is 52%, which is a huge fall. As I keep on saying in my other videos, that too much of good news for the market in the end becomes a bad news, and this is what you can relate to in the stock of Bajaj Finance. The price was making higher highs and higher lows continuously since the last so many years, but eventually the price has corrected heavily. Now on the monthly time frame, though it is still above moving averages 144, which is this black line, we are still not sure whether there is a sign of reversal over here. We don't see a reverse head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder, neither we see a rounding bottom with the bottom identified, and we don't even see a double bottom over here. Let's go to the weekly time frame. The price is well below moving averages 144, which is a sign of a death cross. Moving on the daily time frame, we don't see any signs of reversal over here. The price is continuously making lower lows and lower highs. When this happened, that is when this death cross happened, when EMA 21 and 55 gave a bearish crossover to moving averages 144, which we can also call as the death cross. Since this time, as we can see, the price is continuously making lower lows and lower highs. So this was a very good indication that you can take a short position in this stock, and if you have taken a short positions, you are benefiting from it even now. Obviously, if you have sold the futures of Bajaj Finance. So as of now, we cannot say even in the daily time frame that you can take a short position right now. It was available at this point, one can say, even though there is a sign of any reversal. The price trading well below EMA 21. So as of now, we cannot conclude anything from this chart. It will be interesting to see for the coming week how this pans out to be, and whether the chart forms a convincing bottom over here. If that is happening, then we can be bullish in the short term if all our indicators and our momentum indicators indicate the same.